Hello guys, welcome to the channel and we have talked about the research, we have talked about the USMLE and so far we have talked about the professors. If you have not seen my first video, check the link below and you get the first video. So in the first video I have told you about the research, how the research affects in your pathway, especially in your USMLE pathway, and how to communicate with the professor. While these are very broad topics and the separate videos will be present shortly in this channel after this video. So I am talking to you, your guardian, as your mentor, and we will complete the aspects of how to do a research. Basically, research is not a very tough thing. Research can be done. You probably have many societies in your university as well, and you can do research from them. Today in this video I will tell you some important points before doing a research work. So these points are very important in a sense that you have not just to initiate the research, but you have to initiate the research in right direction. You have right mentor who guide you, who will teach you in such a way that it leads to the publication which is worthy. Most of the time students just wanted to do a research, they don't show the interest in the field which will select later. They just do the research and thinks that it matter most, but the reality is different. The reality is so far different is that talking about USMLE, which is our main focus in this channel. So talking about USMLE, talking about this year match 2026. So research profile has been changed a lot. In the research you can see that the people who have multiple sort of researches, when they apply to the program, then the PDs, program directors, ask them, then if you are applying for a clinician, if you are applying for like a residency program, if you are applying for internal medicine, if you are applying for family medicine program, then why you have such a huge research profile? So that is a very big question. If you have a lot of research which are in horizontal direction, one in ENT, one in like psychiatry, one we have rotate in a gynae ward, and you have no, or you have no you have no what to say, you have no experience, or like you aren't willing to go in gynecology, obstetrics, then why you are doing research in that position, bro? This is a very good question, this is a very important question, I would say, that the program director must ask. Why are you doing research in those areas, in those areas where you are not supposed to going, where you are not supposed to doing specialty? So this is a very big question, number one. So we are firstly analyzing the questions which the program directors may ask you on the table when you are doing everything. You have done your step 1, you have done your step 2, you have done your English exam, you have ESFMG certification, you have done the clinical electives, and after that you got the signals and you are on the table, just like you and me are talking right now. They then ask you the question let's say if I was there, if I will be there, they said, Hussein, you have a very good research profile and we have viewed your profile, it's very good, but tell me one thing, that why you have done multiple sort of studies? Number one question. Number two question, why you have such a vast variety in your research? So what's the purpose behind your research? What are you actually find out, what you are actually trying to do, or what you are actually providing the literature world something meaningful? So these are the questions and you have to answer them. And if you lose your temper, if you lose a patient and you have not the right answer, you may lose the interview. So I think I have cleared the ground that research is not the mandatory. Okay, research is not mandatory as far as you have very good signals, as far as you have very good at signaling, good at connections, you have good scores, etc. But research is just like a water in the USMLE park. Is like water, which is not very expensive, but it is necessary for lab. So research is very necessary for USMLE pathway. So the point is that you have to do research work, you have to do the research in your core field direction. This is the point. Likewise, for an IMGs, family medicine or internal medicine have very high number of positions. So you have to, by the day one, you have to very concise, you have to very precise that you have to gonna research work in the internal medicine field. You can do work in cardiology, you can do work in gastroenterology, you can do work in oncology. Okay, so I think I have given the answer of the question that research is important, number one, but research is more important in doing its own direction, in doing in the field of interest. The second question which would be asked by PD is that, like Hussein, you have done a research work, so what kind of research work or what have you learned from this sort of work? Obviously you have not do all of the stuff, you have not do the if we tell about the basic components, which I will upload later on this channel, that there are multiple components of the research work. So let me just make it clear that when we are supposed to do research work, we should keep in mind that we have to answer the program director on the table what we have done time below, what we have done before this work got to be published. Likewise, when I was as a beginner, I do research work and I used to do multiple sort of research work. That was great, and I used to make sure that I would lead different groups so that I can explore the different aspects of results. So if you have multiple sort of research which are in different direction, no matter, but your reason should be strong enough to justify that. Okay, so point is that by pausing this point, I want to say that if you have like multiple number of research, or if you have a portfolio of greater number of research, likewise greater than 5 researches, so the thing would be happen that they would say that you are overqualified for this program and you should apply for the senior programs, or you should apply for if you are applying for community programs, you should apply for university programs. And the point is that there is a twist. If you are an IMG, you are a non-US citizen, then you have to apply the programs which are realistic, which are more signaling to your CV than the other programs, like the other institutes, like the big top institutes like Rutgers, Harvard, Stanford, etc. So if you have the research portfolio which is huge enough to the programs, generally it is said unofficially that more than 5 researches creates a problem. That's true. More than 5 researches creates the problem. So if you have done so far work good, it will increase your H index, it will increase your research score. Sorry to interrupt. It will increase your H index, it will increase your research score. So you can hide the work and you can show the important researches or the research of field of interest in your CV, in your match application, rather than to tell a lie. Okay, this would be a very bad impression if you tell a lie, or if you can't justify those researches. Okay, so I think I have cleared the second point, that the research should be important, but more important than the field of interest you are going. The third point which a program director may ask is that, does your research has a impact on literature or not? Okay, this is the other question. So as a medical student, as a student, or as a fresh graduate, you are not supposed to doing the work that will change or a nation level work, but instead you can make a very good reason, or maybe a very good part that would support the literature. and that would be very small. Likewise, you are doing work on atrial fibrillation, and there are some techniques likewise, uh, pulse field ablation versus thermal field ablation, cryoballoon therapy, or radio frequency. So these are multiple treatments for atrial fibrillation. And if you have doing research while like doing a meta-analysis, so you are just kind enough to support your study that this study focuses on the future outcomes, and this study can help you to distinguish from the others in such a way that it supports, it brings something new on the table for the literature. Okay, so third point has been clear. Number 1 point, research is important. Number 2 point, research is important, but more important, which field of interest you are applying, and your research should be in that direction. Number 3rd point, what is the outcome of your research? And the number 4th point would be that if you have done research work, what sort of research work, what actually you have done in this research. Getting my point? What actually you have done. So you can say that I have done the data analysis, I have write a manuscript, I have compiled the manuscript, I have reviewed the write-up, I have done the literature search, I have done the citations, I have doing this blah blah blah. Okay, so you can explain them, and it is not necessary that you have done everything of the research, but to some point you know something about the research, you know the almost knowledge about the research, what have so far been done in this research. Okay, so that is the point, because when you justify that you have done like literature search, so you should know also about how the citations have been provided in this research. That's a very simple question, and this will always clear when you are doing the work with multiple peoples and you are doing the work in the groups. So it is very simple when the supervisor distributes the work and he or she is telling or commanding the someone to do this work, you do this work, Abbas do this work. So it will make the sense and you can got it from there. Okay, so I think we have completed the 4 points which the PDs may ask on the table of interview. Okay, moving forward, research is important for USMLE pathway. Now the question from your side would be that, Hussein, how am I supposed to do research work even not knowing a single knowledge, or I doesn't know the R of the research? So the answer is very simple. You have to learn about the research. You have to gone through you have gone through the process. You must be grind enough to do the research or to gain at least the knowledge options. So by far I have cleared the point that research nowadays is mandatory for your pathway, for your any pathway. If you are applying animal, if you are applying other than USMLE, it is also so important, and it will make your mind like a researcher. Like when you are doing your rotations, when you are doing your work, when you are compiling the data of patients, when you are inserting the data in electronic record, you will learn that why should this thing happen, why shouldn't this, why the lab values are so absurd, why this thing happens, why this. So this will make your brain stronger, and you will think like a researcher. So hopefully I make the sense, and in the upcoming videos I will tell you so in upcoming videos I will teach you the research work, how actually does it start, how actually you can do the research work. So stay connected and subscribe the channel if you like the video, and share to your colleagues and friends. I will soon upload the playlist of the research work, and it will help you a lot. Thank you. Stay blessed.